What does it mean to be a first-generation Hispanic American? When you're a child of an immigrant, you live in this limbo, parte de aquí y parte de tus padres. My dad's from Spain, but I culturally take on the Salvadorian side from my mother. I'm going to root for them in a soccer game, regardless of whatever I think of the team. I take pride in my people and my culture, even if sometimes I feel disconnected from both. What does it mean to have Hispanic immigrant parents? Being a first-generation Hispanic American, I don't have a natural connection with my family's culture as they do. When I hear my family reminisce about El Salvador, they'll talk about the times when they're running to the market with their cousins as kids, while the adults were at home, playing out what would then be a family story later on. But behind all that loomed the Civil War, which unfortunately shaped their futures and forced them out of the country they loved. In December 2019, I visited El Salvador for the first time. I was there in the setting of those stories. But yet, being there made me feel like a tourist in my own family. I lost a lot of my original language growing up because I spoke English all the time. So while I understood everyone just fine, my vocabulary and my grammar gave a different impression. I struggled forming interpersonal connections, even with people who shared my own blood. People would talk about things in El Salvador that were common for them, but not for me. The culture shock that I had, seeing the laundry in the courtyard, the water bags in the market, and the heightened security of places, it felt like the ground between me and my family was growing further and further apart. But there was something that we all have in common: the way that we were all raised. My great-grandmother was seen as an authority figure within all the connected families. Her parenting style was gentle, yet mixed with conservative strictness. That was her biggest contribution down the bloodline, as both my grandmother and my mother brought their own flavors of it. My mother does not concern herself with a mother-daughter relationship as much as she does from my math grade. The amount of times that I would hear, "Oh, you should be working ahead," or "Oh, you should be studying something instead." Mathematicians might not have a number for it. She would rather me be mad at her than to go to a sleepover, porque tú nunca sabes, you never know. Our parents become set on giving us the life and opportunity they wish they had more than anything else. So what does it mean then to be Hispanic American? Ni de aquí, ni de allá. Not from here, not from there. Everyone will bring their own mix of Americanization, but it is undeniable there will be a mix of some kind. For me, being Hispanic American feels like responding to a cultural authority. Do you physically pass? Do you know Spanish? How good is your accent when you speak it? Oh, do you even have one? Okay, you're doing good so far. Oh, you don't have a favorite Romero Santos song? Get out. Sometimes I feel like a fraud to claim being Hispanic. The amount of times I've had the conversation of, así mi madre es del Salvador, mi papá es español conversation. Again, mathematicians do not have a number for it. My first time realizing that I did not conform with Hispanics was when I was in the English as a second language line in the 4th grade. For those who don't know, they take you out of class just to get tested of your English ability once every year. I remember one day, I'm walking back from that test, and this girl asked me, "Oh, Christelle, why are you in this line? You're white." And in that moment, I felt like a line was drawn in the sand. When you're a kid, identity isn't a core part of who you are. You are simply just this, and whatever is more important is whatever storyline you got going on with your toys or where you want to go eat later. So when she asked me that was count one of the billions of times since then I felt like I had to justify my heritage or my reasoning of claiming who I am. Sometimes I feel like I live in two different worlds. With my Hispanic friends, we'll talk about our favorite foods, but yet when they start talking about like quinceañeras or cultural traditions that I just never got to be a part of, I feel like on the outside again, this time listening alongside my non-Hispanic friends. I carry an expectation to know everything and guilt when I don't. Whether it's work, school, or life in general, we are all a product of our unique experiences growing up in the United States. Being Hispanic American is about forging your own identity, creating your own path, and still being able to access from where you were born into and what you've lived through. Our parents and grandparents came out of here out of necessity or simply looking for a better life. But there's no textbook that tells you how to be Hispanic American while embracing the roots that you've developed here. Hispanic American is a term that describes someone who has heritage from Spain or the Latin countries. So what does it mean then to be Hispanic American? That is completely up to you.